Last episode on Around the Thorn.
My name is Joshua Albers. I was actually in Bachelorette and Bachelor in Paradise. You take a 1,500 question, 3-hour personality exam.
What?
They know what's going to set people off. You'll run out of oxygen to breathe before they let you run out of alcohol.
This episode on Around the Thorn.
You're gonna forget. It doesn't matter to me.
When a woman goes on the show, they want more Instagram or get that modeling out there.
I like you, I want to date you, and I started making out with him. I am your hostess. If you haven't checked in before, what have you been doing with your life in quarantine? I am a rising senior at Syracuse University. I'm from New York City. I'm
super fat and cool and relatable.
And today I have 5 people, men, ladies, bitches, that I'm going to interview about our wonderful throwback seasons of The Bachelor. So they're going to introduce themselves now, and I want you to say your name, where you're from, what school you go to, or our returning winner, Joshua, who is not in school. And I want to say, in the spirit of the first Bachelor season, what's your favorite thing from the early 2000s that you wish would make a comeback? And let's start with Sam B. Take it away.
Hi. I'm Sam B. For this episode's purposes. I grew up in Brussels, Belgium, a small little country in Western Europe.
They have good waffles there.
Yeah, waffles, chocolate, and beer.
Chef's kiss.
I go to NYU, I study film.
Something from the 2000s you wish would come back.
Yeah, flip phones for sure, flip phones. Nothing more stylish.
Like the Razor?
Yeah, Razor for sure.
I had a pink Razor.
Me too.
Matthew, we've seen you before, welcome back.
Yeah, good to be back. I'm Matthew Noel. I'm a rising junior at NYU. Something that I'd want to come back are CDs.
Huh.
Yeah. There's nothing like just popping it out, putting it in your CD player, putting them headphones in.
Right. Your Walkman?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, okay. Our returning winner, Joshua. How are you? Welcome back.
Hey, thanks. I'm doing pretty good. Again, like you said, I am not in school. I graduated college in 2009.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, I'm an old fart. As for early 2000s, I would like actual face-to-face interaction to come back and not over all social media's platforms. So when you say you have friends, you have legitimate friends.
Throwing shots at the Gen Zs. Sammy B.
My name's Sammy. I'm from New York City. I go to University of Florida. Go Gators, baby.
You go to UF?
Yeah, go Gators, baby. An early 2000s trend I wish could come back was probably, going to Blockbuster, be able to take a girl there, rent a nice movie.
Blockbuster.
Rest in peace.
That's great. Deadass, rest in peace. That and like Radio Shack.
Yes.
GameStop.
Spent countless hours there.
Oh God.
Radio Shack. Yeah.
My God. And finally, Jordan.
Hi, yeah, I'm Jordan. I'm from New York City. I go to University of Wisconsin-Madison, the best school.
Great.
What would I bring back? I would have to say, honestly, iPods. They were lit as hell when they came back.
I low-key miss the iPod too.
Yeah.
Like pulling up with your colored iPod, like you were like the Nan or whatever the fuck they were called.
You just had like 1,000 songs and you just like pull it up. I mean, it was just so lit back in the day. You gotta bring that back.
What do you mean you want them to come back? I still use an iPod.
Oh God.
Boomer alert.
Okay, well, for our first round, here we go in a cocktail party with no cocktails. Okay, Alex takes Shannon shopping and dancing, which she calls the best date of her life. Ew. In your opinion, what is a woman's ideal date? So if you had to guess what a woman's ideal date is, what would you say? And let's start with Matthew.
A woman's ideal date? Honestly, something romantic. Whining, dining.
I love how kiss-ass these answers are gonna be.
Bring flowers, bring wine. I think it can't go bad from there.
You think that's like a pretty solid?
I think so, yeah.
What do you think, Sam B? Waffles and beer?
No, my answer's real simple. One word, really. I'll just, take her to a nice quiet place, sit her down, listen to her. It's all a woman really wants is to be listened to.
Do you guys know, do you remember that Zach and Cody episode when Cody's like, you have to cherish a woman, you forget to, you know what I'm talking about?
How do you lose a woman? forget to cherish her.
That's all I can think of.
Truer words never been spoken. Ever since I watched the Disney Channel in 2009 on that day.
When Joshua graduated college.
Yeah.
Jordan, what would you bring as an ideal female date?
I would say dinner and fireworks. Honestly, now that it was just the 4th of July, I would have to say I was inspired ever since I saw this How I Met Your Mother episode like 10 years ago. Throwback to that show. That show's lit.
Right.
But like Barney, the main character, did this like Super Day thing with like dinner and fireworks.
Fireworks over the Manhattan skyline.
I'd have to say that would be the ideal date. Don't think you can get better than that.
Okay, Joshua, what about you?
I'm gonna have to kind of add on to that. Just sit down and listen to her. It's happened many times where you say, "What's wrong?" and she always says, "Oh, nothing's wrong." I think if she has a guy that can see through that and automatically know that something is wrong and they can talk about that, as opposed to just give up.
Persistence.
That and maybe some vodka.
And Sammy B, what about you?
My first part of the date would be I'd take her to a nice dinner on the beach because I love the beach. You know, maybe have a bonfire a little bit. But at the same time, after, I ain't no simp. So we going out to the club with the boys after because I'm fertile.
Oh my God, that was the whitest sentence I've ever heard.
I'm gonna do what I want to do. Like, I'll have a nice dinner or whatever, but I'm going out
You
after.
need your crown. You need your crown after
Cutting
that.
you the fuck
honestly.
off. Goodbye. Okay. At first, Charlie had an issue with Trista entertaining the fantasy suite with the other guys. How do you read into someone's past relationships or sexual history?
To be honest, I don't really care. At this point, everyone has like baggage in the past.
Yeah, Jordan, I don't know about your history, bro.
Yeah, no. But if she brings it up, you just talk about it. But if not, then it's just not really worth it because some things just, people don't want to talk about and some things people do. So it's how it be sometimes.
It really be like that sometimes.
Literally.
Sam B, how do you feel about...
Don't matter to me.
That was a king answer, by the way. King answer.
Thank you.
Like, if we're gonna be real, I think honesty is probably the most important thing in a relationship. And I know that especially like at school, like in college, you're bound to bump into people that you've done stuff with, like had things with. So honesty is key. Like if the other person asks, like I'm gonna tell. And like if I ask, like I'd expect they'd tell, Like it doesn't matter at the end of the day. So like I'm not gonna feel any type of way.
You want transparency.
Exactly. Transparency, it's the most important thing in a relationship.
Very different answer from Sam B.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, like I don't care. Like
Okay.
they could tell me whatever they want. Like I'm not gonna see them differently. Like I'm already like in a relationship with them,
Sammy B, what about you, bud?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, what a woman does before, it's honestly none of my business. I'm not like a jealous type, like I don't really care. Personality matters, so as long as like we're still on the same page about everything, I think I'll be good.
And Joshua, being married, how do you feel? Shout out to Joshua's wife for all the tech help, by the way.
Yeah, I'd have just been curled up in the bedroom weeping if she didn't come in and save the day there. Being in my 30s, you go into a relationship knowing that there is going to be baggage. There's going to be a history, so there's really no reason to pry about it unless she wants to share it. I think the only reason that I would have pried for any information is if, the first time we maybe fooled around, if she requested some really weird kinky shit, then I would have started asking questions.
Like, what's your deal?
I didn't need to ask. So,
Got it.
yeah, I'm not jealous at all with that type of stuff.
Okay. So after that, we are gonna have our first rose ceremony, and two of you have been through this before, so I apologize. One of you has been through it in real life, Joshua. So I have 4 roses, and there are 5 of you, so I'm gonna have to say goodnight to one of you. So my first rose goes to Sammy B. Will you accept my rose?
Yes, I accept your rose.
My second rose goes to Sam B.
Oh, thank you. I accept it. I take it.
Yeah, you're like on my last nerve, but yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's the best place to be, really.
A last nerve?
Yeah, it's on the edge, things are dangerous, they're spicy.
Okay. My third rose goes to Matthew. Will you accept my rose?
Yes, of course.
And now I only have one rose left, but there's two of you. This is my least favorite part, and I feel bad. But I think I'm gonna have to give it to, oh my god. Joshua, will you accept my rose?
Yes, ma'am.
Jordan, I'm so sorry. Thank you so much for joining us, and it was lovely meeting you.
Thanks for having me.
And I hope you have a good night.
Of course. Thank you. Good luck. Sammy's now my favorite one to win. Let's go, Sammy.
Appreciate that, Gordy.
Damn, my reaction to today. Thank you for having me on. Disappointed I was the first one out. I didn't know. I wasn't prepared. If I'm invited back on, I will be prepared. Shooting, I'm rooting for Sammy Albers. Hope that kid, gets to the finals and rooting for him. But next time, I will be going farther. I will be getting that rose. But thank you for having me on again.
All right, here we go on a group date. So, Trista and Ryan's relationship still holds up today after 18 years. Statistically, more Bachelorette proposals have held up over time than Bachelor proposals. Why do you think that is? So, let's start with Joshua. Why do you think that is?
Boy, more Bachelorette proposals have held up than Bachelor proposals? Mm-hmm. I don't want it to sound poorly, but I think it's because when a guy goes on the show, he might actually be going more for the love aspect than when a woman goes on the show to be a bachelorette. On The Bachelor, they want more Instagram, or they want to get that modeling out there. So I think they're going on for different reasons than when the guys go on.
I see. Okay. What do you think, Sammy B?
Most of the age that these people are going on the show, I would say like women are more mature at that age than guys. I can definitely say that about me. But I think women are better with that sort of stuff.
Really? I didn't know after the club with the boys comment.
I don't have the experience of Joshua out here. My bad.
Matthew, you're my golden heart here.
Oh, yeah?
What do you have to say?
I think, honestly, it's because, guys are more inclined to, make the wrong decision, regarding girls, because, we think, a lot of times with our eyes, and, I feel like girls more look for, personality first. As guys, we want to look at personality first, but, we're inclined to be blinded, if you know what I'm saying. So I feel like that's what happened a lot.
Call out your kind there a little bit. All right, Sam B, what do you think? You kind of scare me.
I gotta agree with Matthew on this one. I like to play the mogul a little bit. I like to, keep it dirty, but I'm gonna keep it real though also, because, and you could tell Alex did it for the drama. Guys, they secretly have this, and I know, it happens to me. I'm affected. They have this urge, to kind of have this drama, and they want to, they have this narcissist complex, and they want people to look up to them in that way. And basically all they did the whole season was just she was like, oh yeah, I'll fuck you so good. We're gonna have such good sex. And that's what they do. He's holding her in the pool, and the second she walks out of the limo, she wears the most.
Sam B's, I think, horny, but I can't tell.
He doesn't speak for all of us.
She wears the most revealing shit. I'm just saying, I'm saying what they're thinking. That's the difference. I'm being honest, I'm laying it out. But then Trista, in her season, she has her own show now, and she actually puts work into it. And she has this heartbreaking decision between Ryan and the other guy who is too much of a simp to remember.
Right.
It's on the show. Her marriage is still going on to this day. She's got 2 kids.
Okay.
So that's what it comes down to, frankly, in my mind.
On that note, on the historical first ever Bachelor season, Rhonda coins the term, I am not here to make friends.
Not here to make friends.
Which is a popular segment we play on this show because I think it's so fucking funny. So, on that note, if you're not here to make friends, I want each of you to take someone else on the show's answer and critique it. Roast it, shit on it, I don't really care what you do. Let's start with Joshua.
Oh, Lord. I'm gonna go with the whole, I ain't no simp, bitch, gonna forget.
Sam B.
You come for me, Joshua, you're making a mistake.
I'm sure it was all in fun and games, but you're calling a pretty big game there. I don't know, do you really think that you're capable of making a woman forget her entire history?
Oh my gosh. Oh, jeez.
Going for that head.
Am I supposed to dignify that with a response, or is that, am I gonna shit?
Well, you can go next, so you have to pick someone else. You have to pick anybody's response, so if you want to.
Frankly, Joshua's response was not memorable enough for me to really acknowledge. You know, frankly, he's not that significant to me. But I will go ahead and critique Matthew's response. But, you know, frankly, Matthew, I don't know if I necessarily agree that women are automatically more mature than men are. Just because...
Careful.
Well, frankly, the difference is that men who grow up ugly are actually the ones who are mature at that younger age.
This kid's a walking hot take.
I appreciate that, Caroline, but I'm not finished yet. Personally, I grew up ugly. Some might still contest that I am ugly, but you know they can fight me out back. I'm not here to talk about that. I'm not here to dispute that. But I would say that it's really about building character, you know? And so when people tell you from an early age that you're hot shit, you're gonna go ahead and just, you know, assume that, you know, be a player or whatever. But, you know, people are throwing, you know, knocking your books down and that, you grow up pretty fast. So I would just say that, Matthew, you're not incorrect, you know, you're just partially incorrect. But that's just my take.
Right,
Okay.
Sammy.
I'm gonna go with the boomer here. Joshua saying that the Bachelorette girls just want fame and men want love. I mean, you gotta give these women some respect, man. Like, I think the Bachelorette's going for the love. I'm just being honest. I think some of the bachelors are actually going for the fame, honestly.
Violet P. And Matthew, finally, how do you rebuttal your... I don't even know what the fuck Sam just said, but...
Just to be clear, Sam, so yeah, you come back from me calling what you said king stuff, right? And then you go critique me for what I said? I don't even think I said that, to be honest. I think Sammy said that. Sammy said the mature thing. All I said was that guys, like, we're more inclined to look with our eyes first. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's all I'm saying. But like, if you look on The Bachelor, like, it's all about like personality, you know, like how like the guy like acts with her, like all that stuff, you know.
Processing all of your wonderful answers, but now we're gonna have a rose ceremony and two of you are going to be saying goodbye. You've all had like really controversial things to say. But I have two roses, so my first rose is going to go to... Once again, Sandy, will you accept my rose?
That's how we do it. Yes, I accept your rose.
Don't make me retract the rose. Don't make me do it.
My bad. I'll stop.
And then my last rose goes to Mr. Dickwad himself, Sam B. Will you accept this rose?
I'm surprised. I will accept it. Thank you.
That means Joshua and Matthew are gonna have to say goodnight, but thank you so much for being on, Joshua. Both of you, thank you for coming back and for giving us your time. And I hope you have a good night.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you, Caroline.
So, I don't know why she sent me home. I don't know what I said. I don't know if I did something wrong. Is it because I'm married? Is it because I'm married and have a little baby? We could have made that work. We could have been a beautiful throuple. I just don't get it.
Yeah, no, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Yeah. Okay, fine. I love you too. Bye. Yeah, sorry about that. That was Sam's girlfriend, actually. It turns out he was right. She doesn't remember a thing before him. Hey, honestly, the man has superpowers. Sammy, I'm sorry to say it, bro, but you're already at a disadvantage. As for me, man, I mean, another day, another broken heart. I don't even know how I'm gonna go to sleep tonight, honestly, but hey, good luck to the boys again, and it was great being on.
Hey, bitches!
And then there were two.
Now a 2-on-1, Sam B versus Sammy B. So, Trista mentions Greg's guitar playing when she's listing what's attractive about him. What's your secret talent to win over a girl? And if you say your dick, I will full-blown come to England and kill you. So let's just start there. You can think about it. Sammy, what's your secret talent?
I don't know if it's a secret talent, but I think the main thing when talking to women is like you just got to be able to listen. You know, if you listen to what they're saying and then
Give me a
actually,
real talent.
no,
That's
if
such
you're
a
attentive
cop-out.
about it and know what they're talking about, like that's how I do it.
So you consider that so difficult that it's a talent?
Yeah, and for the boys.
Sammy, are you single currently?
Yeah, I'm single at the moment.
Yeah, explain. Okay, Sam B, what's your talent?
Listen, Caroline, as I'm sure we've established by now, I'm not here to make friends. Frankly, Sammy's half-assed recycled answer of what I said at the very beginning of this podcast.
Shots.
I can't really respect that. But what I will say is, as rambunctious as I am, as much of a mogul as I am, I do pride myself being able to, be attentive, and at the same time.
No,
But it goes more than that. But to the point where you don't just pick up somebody right away. You have to pick up on the little cues, the little things, and then you tailor the experiences to come to those things that they pick up. And the best listeners are listening when you don't expect that they're listening.
It makes sense.
So I guess you could say that. I guess you could say that my talent is charisma.
So your personality is your talent.
That was so hypocritical right there. Let's just point that out there.
All right, we're going to play a little game called My Heart is in Two Different Places. So what's going to happen is each of you are going to ask me and the other contestant a question, and we're going to have to answer. Got it?
Mm-hmm.
It's not that difficult, Sam. Okay, yeah. So, Sam B, why don't you go ask Sammy and I a question?
Let's say you guys are going on a first date.
We're going on a first date?
No. Just independently of each other. Yeah.
Sammy's pissed.
What does it take, for you to put out on the first date? What is that gold standard that's like, fuck, I can't keep it on any longer?
Like, you have to have sex.
You have to have sex. You have to.
Sammy, why don't you answer that first?
I was gonna say ladies first, but okay.
You're the lady.
It's the ability to have like a free-flowing convo without like no awkwardness, like we're just totally on the same page the whole time. I wouldn't say there's like necessarily one thing a woman has to say, but if we're on the same page and we're vibing, like, it's over.
Game over. I never really get to answer questions, so this is fun for me. I would say my answer is similar. I am not the type of gal, regardless of what you think of me, to give it up usually on the first time. I'm not really like that, but for instance, in my own personal life now, I knew because that person I hit it off and we have everything in common, and I knew that. You have to vibe. If you don't vibe, like, why the fuck am I gonna have sex with you? Like, ew. Because you already know the sex is gonna be bad. So, like, if we're not vibing, it's gonna be uncomfortable sex. Like, if you're no, fuck that. Absolutely not.
Agreed.
Sammy, do you have a question for us?
What's the weirdest thing you've had to do for love?
Like in sex or in life?
In life, you perv!
This is my freshman year of college, my first girlfriend in college. I actually met her through her roommate. She hits me up and she's like, man, this homework sucks balls. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I didn't know there was homework. She's like, are you doing it? I'm like, yeah. She's like, oh, it's so hard. And so I end up going over there. We're, hooking up. Things are getting hot and heavy. And then there's a girl in the bed next to her. Not in the same bed, in an adjacent bed.
Yeah, okay.
That's the girl that's going to be my girlfriend. So I don't know if you've ever seen Seinfeld, the episode entitled The Roommate Switch.
No.
Basically what happened was that this was all an elaborate scheme for me to end up with the other girl that was there, as opposed to the one that I was hooking up with in the present moment.
Your uncomfortable thing is being a douchebag.
You see, Caroline, this is very uncomfortable. This is a very uncomfortable situation. I unknowingly accomplished this roommate switch because I guess my ex-girlfriend's roommate was just so chill that way. She was just like, I will help you with this, and the rest is history, basically. It's very uncomfortable.
That's cringe as fuck. Okay, mine is, it's cute, because I'm cute. Before I had dated my college boyfriend, we were like going back and forth in the beginning of the year and like whatnot, and I'm not really, like, I'm outgoing, as we can all probably tell, but I'm not really like I don't like texting first, I don't like making the first move, like, I'm not like that. So we're standing at a tailgate. It's obvious we like each other, but like we're being like middle school about it. And so I like grab his arm and I'm like, let's go. I'm like so drunk. And it's like night. We had been drinking the whole day. We had a tailgate during the day and it was a night tailgate. So I drag him into a fucking alleyway and I pin him against the fucking wall. And I'm like, I like you and I want to date you. And I started making out with him.
Wow.
So I was very out of my comfort zone.
How can you say no to that?
But we did date. So.
I like how you're the alpha in that situation.
Yeah.
Well, okay, but that's just because like I was so scared. I was like shitting a brick. Like I'm not like that at all. So
I've seen those Syracuse alleyways too. Like I toured Syracuse. Like I know you. I know what you're talking about. Like you might have avoiding the broken needles, on the ground and shit. Like,
Exactly.
2 people got stabbed when I was touring.
Oh, you toured that year?
Yeah, I did.
Wait, so you're what, the year below me? You're a junior?
I'm a junior, yeah.
Yeah, okay, yep, that happened my freshman year.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Okay, well, that was fun. And now, unfortunately, we're going to have our final rose ceremony entering the fantasy suite, which means only one of you will be continuing on. So you both have been amazing. I've loved having both of you, and this Sammy Sam dynamic is great for views. I do only have 1 rose, so I'm gonna have to give my rose to Sam B. Will you accept my rose?
Oh, I will accept it, Caroline. Oh, thank you. I know I can be a bit of a prick, but I thank you for this rose. Thank you.
Sammy, thank you so much. I had so much fun with you, and hopefully one day we'll reconnect.
Thanks for having me.
It was good to meet you. It was good to meet you, man. I'm currently watching The Last Dance on Netflix, so Michael Jordan is telling me all about good sportsmanship. So I appreciate having you on. It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Oh, look how sad he is.
Does he go now or?
Yeah, get out. Okay. All right.
Just took an L in the finals of ATT. It was a little disappointing, but I'm glad I was able to beat a guy who was on The Bachelor, and I thank everyone for having me on.
So now in our fantasy suite, just quickly to wrap things up, I just want you to give your final thoughts on how the evolution, just quickly, from the beginning of The Bachelor to now, how the franchise has grown. Because think about it, in the early 2000s, and now it's like America's most loved show.
It's pretty crazy, I have to say, and I grew up definitely in the zeitgeist sort of around it. And, it's crazy because, it was a big thing amongst, I was, doing high school theater a lot, and it was those people that were really just, head over heels obsessed with it.
Yeah.
And I couldn't help but notice, I feel like it's less pure now, sort of.
Yeah.
If that makes it I'm watching the episode that was, the required reading, for this podcast.
The required reading.
I'm just all right, first of all, the amount of denim. The suits, and especially the last dance as well. Just these baggy suits. Fashion aside, they're a lot nicer to each other. I think they have a lot more of a.
There's more purity back in the day.
Exactly.
Civil. I agree.
But now it's just they're all thirsty.
Anything for
they're all
clout.
so
Anything
thirsty.
for clout.
Yeah, and the clout. But I think that's also sort of what who was it? Joshua who was
saying,
talking about social media. That does change things because. You even have Love is Blind on Netflix. I was looking at, those people are now, Instagram famous, and they're probably going to be starting their own, Gwyneth Paltrow, Goop, this is my vagina candle, lines of stuff. So,
Ew, I can't.
I know. I didn't buy it. I don't know what you think about me. I know you might think. I didn't buy it.
All right. Well, I would love to invite you back on next week if you will come back.
I will come. I will be happy to come back.
Great. All right. Thank you so much, and have a good night.
Thank you for having me. All right, I just go. I leave now.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay. Bye.
And that was it for tonight's episode of Around the Thorn. We had a lot of sexual encounters today, and that's it, bitches. Bye.